Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel. My name is Teresa and I am your cruise director on the magical mystery tour that is this channel. Today I think we're up to about day 10 of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lucky Palette Lucky Dip. Did discover I had one extra palette that I hadn't taken into account for, so we'll have to change. I'll have to swap out a day at the end to fit everything in. But in the meantime, don't forget to tell your mum, tell your sister, tell your friends, come along, hang out, subscribe. Let's go see who we're playing with today. Righty ho, I have the Riviera palette. I don't know if you can see. No, you can't. I did get some foundation on me earlier on. Riviera, let's see when that came out, shall we? Okay, so the Riviera palette came out in September 2018, it says on here. This is the cover. She's a colourful palette. Look at these shades along here. This could be a bit of fun. I've been saying that I've been a bit bored with some of the safe storylines. So, should we play it safe? Like we could play it safe, like we could, you know, use this or this and just play along in these shades here. We're not going to do that. Let's go a little bit crazy. So I think we will start in this shade here and just see where the road takes us. Like, this is intense, but what we're going to do is we're going to buff it out to a safe space. This is a great palette for summer, for sure. I mean, where we are living, we are moving into autumn, so yeah, don't know how that works. Let me move across a little bit. I don't know why I feel the need to hold this here constantly, but you know. So you can see that's buffing out really soft, right? Add a bit more, but you can build it. But we're going to start with the softness. So that's about as intense as I want that side to be at the start. So remembering, I don't think you need me to, you know, to tell you how to play in these shades. That is a gorgeous shade though. Oh, as is that. How are we going to do this? Right. Now, after saying I'm not going to go in there, because I've got this here, I want to fix up that tonality there. So we're going to go into this shade here, which is a bit more flesh, and just use that to ground out the colour on the edges. So you've got that bit of softness there in the gradient. You can see what I mean there. Let's have a look. Why not, I say? Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Righty-ho. Let's go into this hot pink. Like, look at that. Tap that off and bring that on both sides. I've only dipped in once because this is a really pigmented palette. I'm just placing that there before we look at diffusing a little bit more. Is this scary? Okay, going back in with this first brush that did this softer rosy pink there, and I'm going to actually use that to buff out the edge there, because all we're doing is literally buffing out that edge and keeping the intensity. See what I mean? Still quite pink. Pink's one of those colours that you can look like you've been punched in the face with. I'm just tilting my head back now. Haven't put any more on this. I'm just using this to sort of circle out again on that edge. It is building up that colour a little bit. It's keeping the intensity there, but we're dispersing it a little. Are you scared yet? And this is one of these ones where we've got to just trust the process. Going into that purple. So now I'm using, these are just Morphe brushes. I'm using this is a fluffy crease brush because it's not going to be as intense when I put this on. See what I mean? I mean, you might think that it's intense, but what it does is allow, again, to diffuse out that shade. Whereas, let's show you this one, whilst it looks like it's quite full, it's a denser brush. So this is more like a packer. Look at that. And it allows for more direct placement. But I'm going back to this because, again, it's about having a softer control over the colour. Cleaning off that brush, I've just got, literally today, I've just got a microfiber cloth in front of me so I can clean off my brushes as I'm doing it to have that control. Just buffing out the edge again. Same on this side. But I think with this, I want to get, I'm getting a flat packing brush. I'm going into that purple again. I want a bit more intensity here. I'm bringing it up. And then I will use that first brush that we laid this down with to blend out. I've cleaned that off and just working that on the edge there. Again, tilt your head at the different angles. I don't know if you just heard that, jelly's curled up just behind me here. Sorry, I'm still getting used to looking in the monitor here with everything back to front. This will be fun, retraining my brain. Working the edge out. And we will buff over that edge again with that first rosy shade that we used. Purple's a really hard colour to create. See how it's really sort of grabbed around here? Now, that can be for a couple of reasons. It can be because it's purple, or it can also be because this is an older palette as well. I'm like, what have I got on my fingers? See how they've stained? Which means my eyelids are going to be stained after. And that's fine because I won't be wearing this makeup all day. It is the weekend and I'm filming doing a couple of different videos today. My eyelids will be red. I will put my matte paint pot over them. Tomorrow morning they'll fade down, but this does stain. Just be aware of that. That's why you have, in particular, warnings on not safe for the eye area. Now we've got this harsh line here, yeah? I'm going to go back into this first shade and just go over the edge there. And the same on here. Again, you've heard me talk about that going back and forth to get your blend right. I'm not happy with how that sits there, and I really need it to blend a little bit. So I'm going to go in with a combination of that pink and that pink, right? Tap it off just pull it across a little bit. Pulling it into that purple so that we're starting to achieve that diffused look up there. I'm not so worried about down here, but I want to blend this shade out. Excuse me, I've got a really itchy nose. Okay, fix that up. Just pull that in. And then pull back as well at the same time. And then what you can do is grab just a little bit more of that purple and do the same thing there. I think that's about as good as what we're going to get with it right there. I think this will need a little bit of a tweak after, but we shall see. So, listen, this shade and this shade going, these I use all the time. Like, look at that. They're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. Then we have this gold. I'm going to skip that rosy colour for a second. I'm going to go into this. I mean, they're beautiful. Should we, you know what? Let's do that. Let me just check. I mean, that's a logical one. Let's not be logical. Let's go in first up with this deeper of the purples on the outer corner, because we know that I like to play in a few colours. Of course I do. And that is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. We're going to use this across the major part of the lid. Just wipe my fingers off because it's everywhere. Pull that across. You can see, like, we're going for a bit of a almost a bit of a circus look, really, isn't it? But what I was going to do, oh, I've just got a bit there. What I was going to do was use the gold, but should I? Oh, no, that'll be too boring. That's just a pure white, and I want that white. So this white up the end is a matte white. And I'm going to pull that in here for a second, because it does need something to pull it down a bit, I think. And obviously normally I would just put a shimmer in that corner. And let's have a think about this. We might, I think we're going to keep that matte white there. So I am going to put a lilac liner in my waterline. I could have gone a deeper purple. I could have gone that pop of aqua. But let's start with, I'm going to put this, after all that issue I had blending, right? I am putting this as my liner, but for a reason. Ooh. And then underneath the eyes, let's have a look. Ooh. My back's hurting today. Okay, I'm going to use this and I'm going to go into that, but I'm grounding it a bit with that. So it's just going to slightly change that colour into a little bit of corally. Okay. I'm just placing that along. Haven't finished though. Along here. Okay. This is clean. I'm just using this to buff out, essentially, just to soften it, which is why my eye's pretty closed, because we're just really working that. And so see how this is a little bit softer than this side. Okay. See, that's not too intense there then. Getting that white. Oh my gosh, blind as a bat. I've got new glasses coming. By the time this goes live, I should have them. It may have even appeared in some earlier videos. My eyesight is terrible. I'm going to try off some contacts as well, just for Wednesday's episodes, in the hopes that my lights here do not reflect. Can't promise how that's going to be, but we will have a go. Yes, lastly, I'm just going into this purple, but I'm going into that brown as well, and just right on the edge there. And that's just adding a little bit of depth. Now, I think we're good. I think we're good with where we are. I am definitely keeping that light on the inside for now. This is a lot, isn't it? It's a lot. I mean, come on. Come on. So what I'm going to go and do now is the rest of my face, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back with the final look. I mean, look at this colour here. This blend does look really pretty. It's bright. It's a lot. I have kept it a little bit more subdued in the lip. I mean, I have my usual blush blindness when I thought, but I went light. So, I mean, it's pink. It's really pink and bright. Think of it as an Easter look, maybe, with these colours. Again, you can be a lot more subtle in this. You know, if you ground everything with these colours, add a pop of this to a line, use some of these more subdued ones. We've gone all in today. I mean, I didn't use this. That would have been just another way to add to it all. If I was going to do it, I would tap it in there. At the moment, I'm not going to. My finger is tempting, wiping it off right now. This look is not going to be for everyone, but it is a little bit of fun. So until next time, my loves, don't forget to tell your mum, tell your sister, tell your friends, come along, hang out, subscribe, all that jazz. My hair, I mean, let's look at it. I'm just letting it dry naturally at the moment and letting the curls do their things. It's a bit of a release a Kraken moment. Imagine if I lived in somewhere that was humid. On that note, until next time, take care. Bye.